Welcome to the X2 Biosystems Integrated Concussion Evaluation 3 training. Today we'll be discussing many key features of the application. To launch the application, find the application on your home screen. Once you select the application, you will be prompted to accept the user agreement provided by X2. After accepting the user agreement, you will be prompted to enter in your username and password. If you need help in obtaining your username and password, please select on the email support icon in the login box. This will allow you the opportunity to obtain support from the X2 support team. Once you have received your username and password, proceed into the application by entering the information here. After you have entered in your username and password information, the application will open. A few things that you should notice right away is your name in the upper right hand corner. Also, on the upper left hand corner, you should see the team that you are assigned to. You should also notice that there is a network connection with your iPad. That is very important, as you will need to have a network connection for the application to open up. A few things to notice right away are your roster. If you provided information to X2 Biosystems, you should see your roster on the left-hand side of the screen. The magnifying glass allows you the opportunity to filter the roster by players that are available, players that are removed from play or out, and players that are in the return to play process. You can also filter by athletes that are active as well as athletes that are inactive. Another key feature is the cloud-based feature. This application works with or without a network connection. There is a stipulation to the use of the application when it is not connected to the network. You will need to have logged in with your username and password at least 48 hours before the use of the application. If you are not logged in to the system or have not logged into the system, you will not be able to access the information. If you have, you will notice a red doh-bang here within the cloud. That'll be an indication that you are not able to upload information to the cloud, and you will need to then get into a place where you have a network connection to upload the information. This application does work without a network. You will be able to enter in information. It will be stored locally on the iPad until you return to a place where you have a network connection to upload the information. Another key feature is by selecting on your name, you will be able to see a number of things that can be done. If you are having issues with seeing the accurate data or information that has been collected for your team, you can refresh the team, you can refresh the roster, you can sync assessments that may not have been sunk to the system, and you can even reset the database. We strongly encourage you not to reset the database unless prompted to by an X2 support team member. If you need to contact support, you can simply select on the contact support button and it will generate an email. Simply enter in your email information, the type of issue that you might be experiencing. It could be general, a bug, you might have a question, a feature request, or a problem. Select the type and also set the priority. You can set the priority from low all the way to urgent. Put in a brief title of what is the issue or the question or feature request. and then a light description, and hit submit. An X2 representative will be with you as soon as possible after you have submitted your request. Other key features of the application include the reporting feature. By selecting on this icon, you will be able to generate reports as you see fit. You can see as I've selected on the report, it has generated a report for my team that I can use to give to my administrators or coaches based on where all my athletes are in the concussion management system. It provides a nice detailed dashboard of the number of athletes that I have on the team, how many are available, how many have been removed from play, and how many are in the return to play process. There are also options to email the information by simply selecting on the mail. You will then be prompted to enter in a password. This is a password specific to you that you can create each time you select on the mail email icon. So for today's purposes, I am actually going to set the password as X2Bio and hit done. Once you have done that, it will generate an email from the email associated with the iPad, and it will have a subject line of X2 NFL CMS team report. This is a team status report for the Demo East taken on July 14th, 2016, and the PDF is attached. Simply enter in the information or the recipients that you want to have this report and hit send. It is very important to note that you will need to let the individual that is receiving this report know the password in order to open it. If they do not have the password, they will not be able to open the report and see the information provided. Another nice feature is the ability to print the reports. By simply selecting on the print icon, you'll be prompted to select a printer. The iPad will search for PhotoSmart printers or AirPlay printers, and then you can select on that printer and generate that report. You can choose black or white, or you can choose the report to be in color. We'll cancel out of the report at this time. If you wanted to see a report on individual players, you would need to select on an individual athlete. And in doing so, you can then generate a report based on this athlete. We will talk more about that in the reporting part of the X2 ICE training. Key features that you should need to be aware of is the visual system provided for the athletes. A gray available means that the athlete is in the system and in full participation, but does not have a baseline in the system. An athlete that has a green available is an athlete that is in full participation and has a baseline collected in the system. An athlete that has been removed from play will have an orange out. That is an individual that has been removed from play via a diagnosis of a concussion. And the blue return to play stage represents the stage in which the athlete is in before their return to full participation. If you have been assigned more than one team, you can select on the team icon to show the other teams that are assigned to your profile. Simply select on the teams and you will be able to navigate between teams and seeing the rosters as necessary. You can see that I have a number of players out, a number of players that have received baselines, and one player that still has not received their baseline. That information is also provided here in the dashboard. This concludes the X2 Biosystems ICE training on key features.